Now today we have the topic called equations of a circle. Like if this is a circle and then we have line running through the center of a circle, that is x-axis, and the one going up there, y-axis. So we have between point 0 to p to n. You can see that p is just a point on the circle, while p o n will form a right angle triangle at 90 here. You can see this is 90 degrees. So anytime I want to get angle the side op, what I do is very simple. I say that I use Pythagoras theorem rule, because here we are given xy, so it means x at x here, from O to n is x, and then from n to p is y. So I will square. We normally say that Pythagoras theorem says that height squared plus base squared is equivalent to hypotenuse square. So if I square y squared plus x squared, I am supposed to get 3. Therefore, the equation of the circle with the center at origin or 0, 0 is always given as x squared plus y squared is equals to r squared. Let's see one of the questions that is based on that. Find the equation of the following circles. Center is at 0, 0, and radius is 5 units. 5 units means it can be 5 centimeter, 5 meters, etc. So I sketch the circle. Center is 0, 0 here, and then it is at some point here, and then from 0 here, from the center here up to the upper part here is 5 units. So the equation for the origin is this: x plus y squared is equals to r squared. So we just substitute for r. R is 5, so 5 squared, it means 5 times 5, that is 25. Get the answer there. So the equation is x squared plus y squared is equals to 25. You don't solve that one further, you just leave it at that point. The next question is, when I have center 0, 0 and radius root 7, I just say x squared plus y squared is equals to r squared. R here is equivalent to r squared is equivalent to root 7. So for us to get r alone, what I do, I get the square of root 7, which is root 49, which is equivalent to 7. So I say x squared plus y squared is equals to root 7. That's understood. Proceeding on. Well, what is the center? What if the center is not at the origin? Yeah, what if the center is different, is not at 0, 0? So like a question, consider the circle whose center is 5,4 and radius is 3 units. So we have the center here, it is not at 0, 0. What will result? The same thing will apply. We say that CP, for us to get CP, we use Pythagoras theorem rule, which is say we square this side, which is y, plus that. Then now n is at x. So for me to get the value here, the distance from here to there, I'll subtract x minus the coefficient here 5, and then y is y minus 4 is equals to 9. So that is the equation. 9 is coming from where? 3 here is the units that we are given up here. You square it. In general, the equation of a circle center AB and radius r is given as, we will be using this formula henceforth. If the center is not at the origin, x minus a squared plus y minus b into squared r squared, where a and b are the center. Let's see the question here. Find the equation of a circle center -2, 3 and radius is 4 units. So general equation is given as, from up here we say that x minus a plus y minus b, that this one here is the first thing you write down, and then you say now that the center we have been given as this. So a is -2, all of it you pick it with the sign, and then b is 3, r is given as 4. So I substitute where there is a, I put the value of a. So a is -2, so we have -2, then y minus 3, 3 is just alone there, is equals to 4 squared. So negative becomes positive, negative becomes positive. X plus y, x plus 2, y minus 3, this is squared, sorry, that was a mistake, that is y minus 3 squared is equals to 16. That is the equation. Let's see another one. Find the equation of a circle whose center is 3, 5 and radius is 5 units. So the general equation is equivalent to x minus a, that one there. A is equals to 3, b is equals to 5. R is given as 5. We substitute where there is a, you put the value of a 3, and then b is 5. 5 squared means 5 times 5, that is 25. X minus 3 is equals to that, so that is the answer. You don't solve it further than that because it is equation. Exercise that I want you to try, you will try to pause the video, and then you will get the determine the equation of the circle given the coordinates. That try those. Once you've tried them, you'll get the solution on the other side. Pause the video. So after doing that work, you need to check the center is given as -2, 5. R is that x minus a, y minus b, that is the general equation. So where there is a, I substitute x, and y you don't interfere with, and the square also you don't interfere with, only this side. So radius 7 squared, so 7 squared means 7 times 7, you get 49. A was equals to -2, so negative we said earlier it becomes positive. Y minus 5 is equals to 49. The same will you'll also do the same up down here. Just go through that work, that is assignment that you're supposed to do. Yes, the other part is that make sure you get that. If you didn't get that, go back to the video again. Now in exam, sometimes they normally frame questions in a very easy way. They say line AB is the diameter of a circle such that the coordinates of A and B are that and this respectively. Determine the center and the radius of the circle, hence find the equation of the circle. So I sketch the circle. This is the circle A to B, that is the diameter. Diameter means it moves from one side of the circle to the other side of the circle. So if you divide the diameter into 2, you get the radius. So at this point here is the midpoint. So I will go and check, rather do calculate for the midpoint. Midpoint is always equivalent to the sum of x coordinates divided by 2, y coordinates divided by 2. That one you can see I am just adding -1 here plus 5 and then 1 plus 1. You get that. So that is the midpoint. So that midpoint, once you found the midpoint here, you can find the distance now MB using the knowledge of magnitude or size of a vector. We said you take 5 minus 2 squared, 1 minus 1, you get that as √9. So the radius there becomes 3 units. The equation of the circle, once you found the center and you have the radius, now it becomes very easy for you to do. You say x minus a to bracket squared bracket y minus b squared is equals to r squared. That is the general one. A is given as here as 2, y is given as 1. So you substitute where there is a, you put 2, where there is b, you put 1, and then the radius you've calculated up here as 3 units. You square that, you get 9. Go through it again. It's very easy. Another way in which the question can be set in exam is the equation of the circle is given by that. You can see that find the center, x squared minus 6x plus y squared plus 4y minus 3 is equals to 0. Find the center and the radius of the circle. So this case here we have x squared minus 6x plus y squared plus 4y is equals to 0. So x squared minus 6x, what we do here, we complete the square. We use the idea of completing square on our left hand side. So the first thing, you will taking this -3 on the other side, it becomes positive. So x squared minus 6x plus y squared plus 4y is equals to 3. Now we complete the square. So if you want to complete the square, given above here is the quadratic equation, ax squared plus by plus c is equals to 0. Anytime I want this value of c, I take b divided by 2 and then I square it. That gives me constant c. Come here, what we do here, we have x squared minus 6 plus y plus 4y is equals to 3. This case here, I first write x squared minus 6x plus, you divide 6 by 2, you get 3, and then you square it, you get 9. The same to this side also, y squared plus 4y plus 4 divided by 2 squared, you get 4. These constants here, you will have to add them on the other side also. Take 9 the other side, don't, with the regardless of the sign, don't change the sign. 4 also, those constants must be added on the other side. So once you've done that, x squared minus 6x plus 3, so get the square root of x, write down here, then write the sign there that is following, and then come here, find the square root of 9, which is 3 squared, plus this case here, find the square root of y squared, which is y, the square root of 4, which is 2, then put the square is equivalent to the sum of that side. 3 plus 9 plus 4 is 16. Then this case here, we form the equation that we want. If you compare it with the general equation, so a is 3, b is minus 2. If it is minus positive, you give it minus, so the center there becomes 3 minus 2, and radius becomes the square root of 16, which is 4 units. Go through that one again. Another question of the similar type. The equation of the circle is given as x squared plus 8x plus y minus 2y is equals to minus 1 is equals to 0. So I said earlier that what you do here, x squared plus 8x plus y minus 2y minus 1 is equals to 0. So take this minus 1, the other side becomes positive. Once you've reached there, what you do here, we complete the square. How do you complete this square? This square is completed by writing x squared plus 8x the way it is, but you divide 8 by 2 and then you square, becomes 16. This one also, y squared minus 2y, then plus 2 divided by 2. It is always a must, you have to divide by 2, because I've explained up there that b divided by 2 squared is equivalent to constant, is equals to these constants that you've written here. You have to write them also, add them the other side the way you put them this side. So we say x plus 4 squared, x is the square root of x, 4 is coming from where? The square root of 16, and then square root of 1 is 1, that is 18. So this case here, a is 4, a is negative 4, b is 1. Then we say b is negative 1. Then you find r, you get the square root of 18. Square root of a number is either positive or negative, but radius is a measurement, so it must be positive. You pick the positive value. Then we find the equation. We have another final question. Find the center and the radius of the circle. This case here, what you do, you first make the coefficient of x squared and y squared you make them be 1 by dividing with the coefficient. That is what I'm doing there, and then I'm completing the square here. You can see I'm completing the square there as usual. Just go through that, it's very easy for you to understand. The other one is down there. So that marks the end of that topic there. If you have not understood, just go through the video, like, subscribe.